but they just don't know.
That's what I told you, Cutter.
People seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they just don't know.
Huh?
People,
Let's go.
people seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, Icon-E. And we're here on 910 Sports once again. First and foremost, I would have thank God for this opportunity. As y'all can see, we got a new theme song. So, we had to bring it in right before the new year. So everybody, y'all let us know what y'all think on that. You know what I'm saying? As we get this thing cracking or whatever. And secondly, you know what I'm saying? But most importantly, I want to introduce my man, my right hand man, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Young Barry White himself, your baby mama's favorite host, Jacob the Great in the building. What's going on, fam?
Man, what's up, man? Just another day in the life, trying to get it right. Got a chance and a choice.
Yes,
But,
sir.
most of all, a lot of things have been going on in the sports world. A lot of things has happened. You got the people in the hunt for the playoffs, people that's clinched the playoffs. You got, the MVP controversy. Why does it have to be a quarterback to get MVP and all the above? So we're going to talk about all that.
Okay. So what we gonna go into first?
Um, I think the first thing we'll go into is the ongoing beef between Coach Sean Payton and Pro Bowl quarterback Russell Wilson. What do you
Okay.
think the problem is? What do you think the problem is, man? Like, I know coaches get into their emotions and they're driven and sometimes they yell, but this is like the fourth time this season it's been a screaming match, and Russell just look at him like he crazy, bro. Like the look that Russell gave him when I seen it this morning on ESPN. It was like, as Shannon Sharp said, the look that Russell Wilson gave him, like, this man really needs some help. Like,
Mm.
like what happened in New Orleans? He really needs some help. You know what I mean? It's like Russell looked at him like, did Katrina affect your brain cells, or what's really going on?
Nah, I think what it boiled down to is that, see, if you watch Sean Payton over the summer with like on Colin Cowherd, and how he talked about his demands and how he went around. He very diabolical and very a genius minded when it comes to the way he calls plays, the way he does certain things, or whatever, and the way he wants his team to be ran. And I think he sat back um, and watched how Russell Wilson was getting this royal treatment. Basically in Denver his first year. He got his own office, got his own parking space, was able to bring his family up there and the whole thing. And I think he felt like that he was getting too much for too little. You know what I mean? I mean, he hadn't done nothing in a few years, and he had to prove himself all over again with Denver. So I think when Sean Payton came in, his law and order was to come in and to things get back on the way it needed to go. And the first thing he did was got rid of the office, got rid of the parking space, got rid of him, allow his family to be up there whenever. So certain things he did as soon as he walked in the door. And being that they are very two different personalities, you got one that's always positive, saying the little rah-rah speeches and Russell Wilson, and you got Sean Payton who just gonna tell you like it is. Especially case in point today at the press conference, the guy asked, well, what did you say? None of your business what I said to Russ. And that's just, and then I what movie to watch. If you haven't watched the movie, go watch this. We got Kevin James from the actor from King of Queens, and he played in Mall Cop.
I
If it's
seen it.
called
I seen it.
movie's called Home Team. And basically based on the time when Sean Payton was suspended from the NFL for the Bounty Gate thing, and he had to go and he went to go coach his son's little league football team and whatever. And so if you watch the character of Sean Payton and how Kevin James played it, Sean Payton's character was very arrogant and very straightforward about everything. So that's kind of how I believe Sean Payton is. So you got a clash of two different personalities trying to come together, and basically Russell Wilson is not used to that. He's used to getting his way. He used to being smoothed over. If you listen to all the ex Seattle players, they from Marshawn Lynch to Richard Sherman, all of them will tell you that Russell Wilson pretty much never really got yelled at by Pete Carroll. Got whatever he wanted. They would literally be sitting in meeting rooms, and this came from Marshawn Lynch, and he was doing a podcast with Shannon Sharp, and he said literally he would come in the room, they would be in the meeting room, and Pete Carroll would point out everybody else's mistakes but Russell Wilson. So it's a new sheriff in town, and I don't have an issue with him yelling at him. I mean, this era, I ain't gonna say this generation, we've gotten so soft in the way we do things. And I feel like if that man did something wrong on a play that they probably practiced all year or talked about maybe before the game or whatever, then during practice, then if Sean Payton felt like, you should have seen that or you should have read that or whatever the situation was, because like he said, it was something that happened on the play before that and then the play after that. So it was like it was two different things that happened even on the touchdown. So I guess he was like Shannon Sharp would say, Mike Shanahan would say, I don't accept nothing in a win that I wouldn't in a loss. You know what I'm saying? So either way, if it's a win or a loss, I expect us to play the same way, and I expect us to still play with a certain level of excellence either way. So I just feel like it's just a two different personalities. You know what I'm saying? And I really believe Russell Wilson may be traded. And I know you don't see that, but you got to think Colin Cowherd and Sean Payton are very good friends. So if Colin Cowherd is saying this, there's probably some validation to that.
Okay, I mean, I think it's another team that could use them, and everybody don't fit with everybody. Everybody don't fit in the offensive scheme. So I think that Denver is the place that Russell Wilson never should have went anyway. If you ask me, you know what I mean. I didn't really think that Denver would use him to his best ability, and Russell Wilson can be a bit of bit of a diva, and Sean Payton is really old school, and so I mean, but if we look at his numbers, his record don't say it, but he has pretty good numbers this year. You know what I mean? But that don't a lot of people say that don't mean anything when you're not getting a W. So, but I just think they get it together. But I think Sean knows if there's any other player, a player that stand on their manhood, that take that wholeheartedly. I don't think he could really do that with other players. I think he really know Russell ain't that confrontational guy, and he just be trying him in front of in front of 20, 30 million people just watching. So, I think he know what he's doing, bro.
Okay.
Man, listen, man, ain't nobody worried about no Josh Allen, Mr. Wharton. Josh Allen is a bum.
What do
He
you
he
mean?
he 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 he,
What?
he won yesterday, but he a bum. Like nobody has 107 turnovers in 6 years. That's ridiculous.
But we cooking what? What do you say? We're cooking now, Jacob.
Yeah, yeah, okay,
Hey,
okay.
they cooking, but they still got to get in. They said they still got to leapfrog like 3 more teams. So I don't know I don't know what Denver's last 3 games look like, but Buffalo last 3 games look like, but yeah, they need to they gonna have to win all 3 to get in. So we'll see.
Well, this is what I will say about them. Um, as I look at Diggs play, his play has went down. I don't know if they got something going back and forth, but he only threw the ball to Diggs 3 times the whole game yesterday. So
And
you know,
this too, Jacob. Actually, they won in spite of. I mean, like they won in spite of Josh Allen, because think about it. He only threw the ball 15 times. I think that's his lowest throwing attempts in his career. And two,
right,
even he said it. He said, I felt like that kid that was on a project at school that made an A for not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So because his running backs pretty much did all the work for him
right.
yesterday. You know what I'm
Right, but
saying?
everybody know my Cowboys can't stop the run, bro. And the Cowboys, I'm gonna say this: Dan and Mike, y'all had everybody playing out of position. Like you had a person who played linebacker at Penn State his whole career. You got him at safety when he should have been at linebacker. Buffalo ran double tight ends and triple tight ends. And so when that being said, then you have to have the rover back, which plays outside linebacker, is that's going to rotate from the left to the right. And cause Cook, bro, listen, they was playing all opposition. You really know that when Michael come up against those tight ends that 6'5", 270, 260, man, they gonna wipe Michael out, bro. You know what I mean? Because they pancake Michael a few times, bro. And so they was in the wrong defensive scheme all the time, bro. And then another thing was biting us in the tail is you get rid of Zeke. Zeke was your muscle. And now we have nothing but finesse. And it's showing. Tony Pollard numbers are way down from what they had last year. You know why? Because Zeke took the pounding with everybody. And that
Mm,
opened up Tony Pollard so he can finesse run. Because he a little more agile. And so he quick, he shifty. But you can't do that when you got him trying to be the workhorse this year. He's not designed to be a workhorse.
yeah, yeah. See, the thing about it is too, like Michael Parsons, I think right now he has to figure it out because he's a one trick pony. And when they and now that they fat and most teams, a lot of teams that know how to scheme against them, especially the better teams, if they have the offensive lineman to be able, because basically all you got to do is run the ball. You run the ball against that front, then you successful at it, you got a chance. Just like next week, if the Dolphins are smart, instead of trying to do an aerial show, if I was them, I just run mustard and H-on at them boys all day long with that speed. It may be a
You
long
know,
day.
listen, man. They only ran three type of plays. And Keith, I hope you still on listening, and you know those plays because you play ball. They only ran 42 power, 42 dive, 46 sweep, 47 sweep, 48 power, 49 dive, you know, uh, uh, quick quick draw to the running back. They ran the basic high school players that you see high school coaches run.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a running team, if you got a three rotation backfield, my Cowboys are definitely in trouble. That's no lie. Because we don't have shifty linebackers that can shift and that's speedy. We have
Mm-hmm.
muscle linebackers. It's the difference when you have shifty linebackers that's pure muscle and pure speed, but we have muscle linebackers. Our linebackers like Cook, man. Cook is like a 4-2, 4-2, 4-3, 4-4 easily.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
H-on is
And
right and mustard. They right there.
yeah, and then Cook, man, the slant pass, they uh they line him up in the slot. Like so he's a threat, man. You can put him in the backfield, put him on the slot, like Buffalo did some when they added him. And
Mm-hmm.
whoever took over the offensive coordinator for Buffalo, he's the old school muscle type of coach. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And what's interesting even about this game on tonight is, man, Philly done had this DC all year, and now you got a new DC taking over, and you guys don't look the same.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle ain't even got Geno starting, bro, and
Mm-hmm.
the game is like tip for tap. At least it was. You know what I mean? When I was watching, so. But back to Sean Payton, I think Sean Payton, man, I think he's a good coach, but he's not that coach that people give him credit to be. You had Drew Brees there for almost 20 years and won one Super Bowl. And
Yeah.
so, this what I can tell you. If Jerry Jones hadn't mellowed with Jimmy Johnson, the Cowboys would have won about 5 rings up under Jimmy Johnson. That's facts.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Irvin was talking about it this morning. And they was also talking about that Washington ain't had another coach that knows football like Joe Gibbs did. You know what I mean?
I mean, we had Mike Shanahan, but I don't know what happened to that whole thing where it just
But
never.
but if you look at Joe Gibbs, man, and how he had things set up, man, and how, like, I remember one time, bro, when I was younger, y'all had like four different running backs. He kept a fresh back in there. You had Monk, you had Clark. What was the big tight end name y'all had?
Didier.
You had him, man, and you had the young slot receivers, man. So it's like the football games has went to a quarterback's game, but they showed last night that you can do damage with a running back. And so the running back is so underpaid right now, man. And I just wonder if the running back is going to be obsolete in a minute, if it's going to be extinct, or
No,
is players going to even change their position up when they get a scholarship in college because they feel like they won't get a chance to really do what they do, in the NFL, because it's been in a frenzy all season that don't no coaches or no GM want to pay a running back.
yeah, I mean, I think that's one of those things where they might always get underpaid, but I think running back is too significant, especially when you get in December and January when you need that running game. And then Christian McCaffrey showed this year, like he already at 24. He in the end, I guess he projected to be at 24 touchdowns, 2,200 yards, and they're the number one team in the league. So he's showing there that you still need a running game. It's just the way you use your running game, your running backs or whatever,
Let me
because
ask
they
you a question. While you talking about McCaffrey, what three running backs do you think he studied growing up?
I almost look like the way he runs a little bit, almost like Eric Dickerson, almost like Eric Dickerson. He probably was a little younger, so he might have studied a little Damon Thomason. Um, he
I
probably
was gonna
studied Falk.
I was
You
gonna
know what I mean?
say Damian Thomason, Marshall Falk, and somebody who just catch the ball out the backfield a lot. Man, I would say somebody like a Curtis Warren. You remember him?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So those guys was those threats that that can run, shifty, and can run you over, but also catch the ball out the backfield a lot too. So I think McCaffrey, man, hands down, he is the best dual. He is the best all-purpose running back in the league.
hmm
And bad as I hate to say it, when we talking about the NFC, is the San Francisco got the most stacked team ever, bro. Like I don't like them. I really can't stand them. But I'm gonna give credit what credit's due.
yeah, they
They
really.
they
That's
they got
they
the best team in the NFC, in the whole entire NFC, if not the whole league. For real,
right.
for real. You
But
know
they
what I
don't.
mean?
There's nothing they can do. They can run the ball. They can pass. I mean, the thing about it is, the MVP may come down between Purdy and McCaffrey, and it may end up going to Purdy just because he's the quarterback or whatever. I mean, because either way, whether you think he's a great quarterback or not, the man is balling. You know what I mean? So, um, you said my Cowboy is going to be good to watch. Okay. You say what you mean good to watch? I don't understand what you mean by that.
I'm a Cowboys fan through and through. Don't nobody love the Cowboys more than me. But I'm gonna say this right here, man. Dan Quinn got to get their defense corrected, and man, Mike McCarthy got to spice up that offense, man. Ain't nobody make no adjustments on offense or defense yesterday at all, man. No adjustments at all. Come on, bro. If we came back there after halftime and we looked the same, man, no adjustment, man. I could see the look in Dak's eyes in the second quarter where he was just saying in his mind, "I'm gonna get killed this whole game." That's how he
It,
looked.
when not even just adjustments, the Cowboys got to quit making these untimely, stupid penalties at the wrong time.
That too. That
You know what
too.
I mean? It's twice yesterday they should have got off the field in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? And then the block punt, I don't know how he missed that. You know what I'm saying? That could have been seven. Then you get a dumb, roughing the passer penalty. You know what I'm saying? Unnecessarily. You know what I'm saying? That changed it. So right there, I mean, they left probably about 14 to 21 points on in the first half just off of penalties. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So it's just like they got to get that under wrap, and it's to me, it's like how the difference between how they play on the at home and on the road is it's too big of a gap.
It's
So you
not
know what I
even
mean?
close.
Yeah, so like when if you don't end up with home field advantage, and you're gonna be in hostile environments like Buffalo in the playoffs, because if you go, let's say you go back to Philly again, it's gonna be super cold and super loud. And if let's say this time Philly jump out on you like they did the first game, or you gonna be able to deal with it or whatever. So that's the thing. They got to learn how to deal with adversity. You know what I mean? When they down, it's just like they just go haywire and start doing stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right. But you know, man, I watched a few games on yesterday, and what's really baffling to me, man, is how during the off season they didn't get Justin Fields any help. He almost singularly handedly beat the Browns by himself yesterday, bro. If
Yeah.
he if it was more on the team that could stand out besides him and more, they would have beaten a lot of teams, man. And he ran for his life the whole game. And man, how Miles Garrett didn't get to him those last two plays in overtime, I don't know how he slipped them tackles, bro. Like it's like he was unhuman. But when it's all said and done, man, like he ran for his life. He got sacked so many times, and the game was still close. So that should really tell the GM something, man. You know what I mean?
Well, see, you gotta think too. The tight end, what's his name? I forgot the tight end's name. He dropped Tunyon. He
Hmm.
dropped he dropped a wide open touchdown pass or whatever. He was going down the field, burnt this man, and dropped a wide open touchdown pass or whatever that could have, I think that could have might have sealed the game or whatever. So that changed the dynamic of the game too. And then on that Hail Mary, the guy flat out caught it. You land on your back, the ball hit you right in the hands, and he just, almost like he threw the ball out of his hands or something. You know what I mean? Like that was the weirdest thing that happened. The ball hit his hands, and it kind of like almost like he threw it instead of catching it. You know what I mean, or whatever. So just like the weirdest thing. So it's like, you know, those two plays right there. So you can't really blame Justin Fields when he made a couple of plays. He made enough plays to win that game. It's just his supporting cast didn't do enough for him. But I do feel like this. I do feel at this point, sort of like being on a job. Whether you're good or bad on your job, whatever the case may be, sometimes it's time to move on. And I think they at that point where they got to do something with them. They either got to sign them or they got to let them go. And
Oh,
I
they already said that they're gonna trade him, and the two front runners is the Atlanta Falcons and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
yeah, he need a fresh start. You know what I mean,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
cause Mike Tomlin like him a lot. Like I heard Mike Tomlin. I was reading a sports blog, and they were talking about Mike Tomlin think that he can be a great quarterback. He just need to build the right system.
Yeah, he definitely need a fresh. Because I think with them, they're like in the top 4 or 5 in the draft. They may try to move up, or they may stick where they at because right now, the last mock draft I seen, of course, Caleb Williams was first. Actually, they got JT Daniels as the second quarterback coming off the board right now. I seen
So
that.
he went from so JT Daniels went from number 5 to number 2.
Well, the second quarterback coming off, like basically they saying that we projected them to get him. That Washington projected to get him. So I was like, I don't know, like I don't know if I'm sold on him being the guy just because he threw 50 touchdowns in college. I don't know if I'm so. I'm more in love with Michael Penix game. I love Michael Penix. So
I
of
figured
course
you were gonna say that.
get Caleb Williams. To me, Michael Penix would be my pick. But the only thing they got Michael Penix in the top 5. They got like I think it's Caleb Williams, JT Daniels, of course Drake May. Who else? It's the quarterback from Bo Nix, I think is one of them. And it's
Ho ho
somebody,
ho ho, bro. Drake May is over Michael
yeah.
Penix.
Michael Penix, they don't even got him in like they got him maybe going like late first, early second. They don't even got him going in the like in the top as the top quarterback. Like he's when they do the quarterback board, Michael Penix is not even on the top 5 quarterback board. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
So
So
I
I want to know, did you see this today? Did you see that it's some rappers from the state of Florida that has made a whole diss track about this committee?
about what committee?
The college playoff committee.
Oh, for real? Nah, I ain't
And
see
and,
that.
and, and, and the track has went viral, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, it should. I mean, I get it. I get why people upset, but I knew it was gonna happen, especially with the Florida State thing. I kind of seen it coming or whatever. But
Of course,
you know,
of course, Nick Saban is the golden boy. They think he Moses, Apostle Paul, and John the Baptist when it comes to college
I just,
football.
I just don't see how. If anything, I would have still kept Georgia in it because I don't see how if a team go undefeated for 2 straight years and they lose. Because it's just like okay, let's take a look at it like this from this standpoint. When you in college basketball, let's say you number one all year long, right? And you get to your ACO tournament and you lose in the championship game. They still make you the number one seed, even if you lose in your conference championship game. If you've been number one, you're going in as number one into your tournament or whatever. So my thing is, if Alabama's been number one all year long, how do you sit here and say all of a sudden they're not still one of the top four teams because they lost to one of their arch rivals or whatever? So
You
I
tell me
still don't.
you meant to say Georgia. Yeah,
No, yeah, yeah,
Georgia had
sure,
a
yeah,
2 year span what they was number one. So I don't even feel like Alabama worked hard enough because they got in off a wing and a prayer on a Hail Mary to beat Auburn. Stop it, man.
exactly. Like that. They. That's what I'm saying. So they come down on Florida State for barely beating uh
Louisville.
their arch Florida. Well, Louisville and Florida,
Right,
and
Louisville, Florida. Yeah.
but then you come, but Auburn needs act of Jesus to come down to win their game. You know what I'm saying? Against the Auburn team that, to me, if you look at Louisville's record and you look at their record, shoot, Auburn barely got into a bowl game. You know what I'm saying? What didn't they end up like 6-6 in it for the
Yeah,
season?
yeah, yeah. It's 6-6. Yeah, but
Yeah,
but I'm gonna say this to this college committee and whoever agree can chime in. They got too many bowls nowadays. Back when we was watching college football, like when we started watching college football, with no bowls. You got the Tastemakers Bowl, the Betty Crocker Bowl, you got the Black and Decker Bowl. You,
you
you
know what I'm
know,
saying?
you
Yeah,
got the you got the Rat Parsons Bowl, the Puppy Child Bowl. Like, get out of here, bro.
yeah. Because when we was kids, man, it was one of those things we used to look forward to. Because back then, the bowls didn't really get cranked up about this till like New Year's Eve, maybe about the day before New Year's Eve. But from like maybe like December 30th, somewhere around there, to that January 1st game, to that championship game being around January 2nd or 3rd, somewhere around there 4th or whatever. That's
Like,
that.
like I was watching today, Old Dominion and I think it was Western Kentucky. They was playing in a bowl, uh, uh, the toasty tastery bowl, like the little pastry things that you get and put in your toaster is like a little pop top. I said, what? The
In front of
toasty pastry bowl?
20 people. What about 20 people out the crowd?
Man, I was like, man, look here, man. Like, stop making these kids feel good and make them work hard to play, man. Stop that, man. All
Well,
these bowls, man. It makes no sense.
now I'm gonna tell. I want you to stay right there. It really, really bothering me because I just feel like it's not fair to your teammates.
Hmm.
Everybody works so hard all season long, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? The way you don't want to get hurt, whatever. You don't want to maybe drop your value down. But I just think it's something to me. It says something to me when you don't finish out that last game. Now, today, I heard JT Daniels not going to play in their bowl game. You know what I'm saying? I think Drake May is not playing in their bowl game. He might. I don't. I didn't. I know he declared for the draft. I'm not sure if he's playing in their bowl game or not. But I just don't like the fact that you come all the way to the end and these star quarterbacks and these star defensive players and these star players not playing in these bowl games. So what was the whole point of you playing with your teammates all year long if at the end when we played to get in the ball? Because some teams that's all they strive for is, you know,
To
they
make a
hopefully
bowl.
they don't at least get in a bowl game. And then your star players don't play. That's deflating. Like I started quarterback. I ain't a big fan of Tyler Van Dyke, but bro, at least played the last game. You know what I'm saying? And all this transferring from team, and this was nothing I don't get. I don't get if you a star player, quarterback, or whatever you are on the team. Why are you transferring from one team to another team if you already playing? I wish we would have a college recruiter on here right now because I would ask them like I'm trying to really understand what's this.
No, I call you can't understand this because I had several conversations about this. I've been in live chats on Twitter for the last couple of days about this, and every college coach, whether they're assistant, whether they're AD, whether they're a special teams coach, when they time in these groups, they say it makes no sense for players that can transfer two, three times. They said that you should be able to transfer only one time and one time only because it's messing up the narrative. When these kids come out of high school, they have no room to give these kids any scholarships. They have no like so. If you got this person that played for Nebraska, but they transferring to Miami, and his buddy gonna transfer to Clemson, and his other buddy gonna transfer to Florida State. Like so, these kids coming out of high school, that's the North and South game, All State, All American honorable mention. These kids don't. There's no room to give these other kids scholarships, man. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And,
it's
and,
just
and so it's ridiculous. It's like my man DJ that used to play for Clemson. You had a pretty good darn season at Oregon State, and now you transferring again. That makes no sense to me, man.
and where he going now? He going the way he going now. I,
Either Oregon or University of South Carolina.
okay, yeah, I seen that, and then that doesn't make any. That's just like the center for Michigan. He went from Michigan to Kansas, and he already done played 3 4 years, and you was already top dog at Michigan. You was considered one of the top centers in the game. Then you go to Kansas to dominate over in Kansas. I'm like, I get this. Like, why y'all transferring if you already nationally known and already dominating at the school you are? Like, it got to be more than just do you just let these kids transfer? It got to be something behind it. If it ain't based on you transferring because this college offers, let's say, like a doctor's degree or lawyers or not a master's degree a program that's better over here than over here, then I get it. But if you transferring just for the sake of transferring, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure the coach in Michigan didn't tell Dickerson, "Well, we got this center coming in, so we're gonna have to bench you next year." I'm pretty sure he didn't tell him that. So
And that makes no sense to me, man. And then, man, it's like they've made it so where these kids in college do exactly what they want now.
exactly,
It's no repercussions. They do anything, man. Like I do not like this transfer portal. Like it ain't nothing wrong with transferring, but you get one shot. You can transfer one time, and that's the way it should be. But I think they're gonna tighten up on it though, bro. Because it's too
because
many it's too many athletic directors and coaches and president of the conferences is really complaining about it.
yeah, well, I'm put like this: they don't have to get rid of it, but they got to at least kind of make some provisions to it. Like
Yeah,
basically,
you tighten it up.
if you transfer, it has to be a thing of either your coach is basically telling you that you're not going to get any playing time, and he might be recommending for you to transfer or whatever, or if something happens off the floor, off the field that puts you in a situation that you might have to transfer, or something, or whatever school you at that academically is too hard for you or something like that, and you need to go to a school that doesn't have such high academic, standards or something, then I could see those type of deals, or something like with your family, your mom sick, dad sick, somebody they need you back home to help out, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. I get all that kind of stuff. I get, but for you to be transferring, just be transferring, don't make no bit of sense
Right,
whatsoever.
right. And it's just sickening, man. So I guess we'll tap back in NFL, man. So what do you think about people saying that Joshua Dobbs is gonna get a bag from Minnesota? What do you think about that?
I don't think he played good enough to get no bag. I would go back with Kirk Cousins. I don't think. I think he's still because he's kind of tailed off the last weeks. And I still would. I would still look at him as a certified. I would look at him more as still like a Joe Jacoby Brissett. Like he can give you a couple of games, but I wouldn't make him the face of my team, my starting quarterback. I would still sign him like as a backup. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So that's kind of how I look at him or whatever. Because because a lot of times you see these players come out a couple of games and they light the world on fire. You got to let other teams adjust to them and see once the teams adjust to you. And it's a reason why the man played 5-6 years and never really got a starting job. Just like Geno Smith, he's starting to come down to earth a little bit. You know what I mean, or whatever. He's starting to come back to being the old Geno. So because they were
Well,
talking about.
I mean, he hurt now, so you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, even they saying Seattle might end up trying to draft a quarterback, even if they like Geno, let Geno play another year and develop the quarterback. But I think they's about to sign them another quarterback, or probably it may not be a first round quarterback, but they may get somebody in the second or third. You know, Michael Penix, somebody may fall to them because, like I said, for whatever reason, they don't look at Michael Penix the way they can look at some of these other quarterbacks, which I don't
Yeah,
do not.
and you know, Bo Nick 6-1 playing college, so you know.
And that's the thing that bothers me is like if it took you this long to dominate your uh skill level, your whatever, or your level of play, and you've been on. It's not like you've been on like North Dakota State or some team like that. You've
Cause
been
you
on
cause he was not like that at Auburn. I can tell you
yeah,
that.
you've been on Power Five teams. That means if you've been on Power Five teams, that means you've had skill players all around you, and
Hmm.
took you this long to dominate in your final year with skill players. So what happened when you get to the NFL, and let's say you in a situation like Justin Fields was in Chicago or Bryce Young is in Carolina, when you don't have all those weapons. Now what's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I don't know now. So, not to say anybody, not to say a lot of quarterbacks couldn't would thrive in those situations. But I'm just saying, I don't know. He might have to be in a perfect scenario or a better, a good situation for him to really thrive. Like, do I think he's better than let's say Sam Howell? You know what I'm saying? If you say, oh, Bo Nix and Sam Howell, I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't know. Shoot, I've seen more Sam Howell, so I might stick with him. You know what I'm saying? So he not one of the players I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give up the farm for, or yeah, I'm gonna move on from. You know what I'm saying? Because of that, but so I don't know. You know what I mean? The jury's out for me on Bo Nix. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. I just think, bro, people was bragging about how good he is. Bro, you 25 year old, you 25 years old and playing with these 18-year-olds. You supposed to be that good. Get
Mm-hmm.
out of here, man. You supposed to be that good. So, like, I don't really understand Bo Nix. And I just seen Ohio State quarterback is transferred, and rightfully so, he should be transferred. You a bum. You messed up that whole program. You messed up that whole program, bro. Like, you can't have a receiver like Marvin Harrison Jr., bro. Get out of here, bro. Like, that man was like wide open like 4 or 5 times when they played Michigan. You couldn't even give him the ball. You are a bum, man. You a clown reject.
Oh, I mean, that's unfair because you got to think he had to follow behind Justin Fields, C.J. Stroud. That's like your boy DJ. He had to follow behind Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence. That's big shoes to fill. So I think they should. He should have. I don't know what year he was in. Well, I mean, like what I don't think if he was a
I think
sophomore.
I think he was a sophomore, so
I
he
think
transferred somewhere, man. So, but listen, bro, like when you used to certain quarterback play, you really as a coach, as a college recruiter, you really got to get players who can potentially fill that field. Not the first year they get there, but they second year is like is ready, set, go. You know what I mean? You
I
really
think.
got to know what you're doing.
But then where did he go? Did he go to Oregon or something? I forgot where he went.
Who that?
The Ohio State quarterback. I think I seen. I think they said. I think he already picked the school. I believe.
I think University of Oregon. I think.
Yeah. So I'm just like, like I said, I just don't. I don't get it, man. I don't. Yeah, they gonna have me not watch college football no more. They keep jumping around the way they jumping around.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm
So, but
saying?
so
That look.
man, I want to talk about. them Lakers, bro. I want to talk about, did I expect San Antonio to get to squeeze the game in and beat them at least one of them games? I was like, how you let San Antonio beat the Lakers? Like I didn't understand it, man. Like, what is the chemistry not there, or what's going on?
Well, they've had a lot of injuries this year, so
Right. They had some injuries.
and we them type of games, how it is in the NBA. Like at the middle of the season, they just come off the high that tournament, and I just think it's one of those things where the younger team play harder than you. AD was out, so they just kind of just it's kind of like it was like a pickup game to them, and
You
San Antonio.
know, AD, man, listen, man. I have never met a more fragile guy in my life, man.
I don't even think he was out because I think it's one of them things where the coach it's one of them coaches' decision where they've been playing all this time, give him a break. Just like they had let
A
LeBron take
break, a break.
but LeBron in the first game they beat the Spurs. The Spurs almost came back and beat them then because they want LeBron paying back to back. Because I
Well,
think
load management is best. Load management.
I will put it like this: LeBron, KD, I think Chris Paul, everybody that's played in the league a certain amount of years don't fall up under that new rule where
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
can't.
But I mean, they deserve it because they've been playing
Yeah.
17, 18, 20 some years. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's no way LeBron should be still scoring like he's scoring in year 21, man. Like, what's going on with the young boys, man? Are they
Yeah.
not passionate about the game no more, man? What's up?
I don't know because they talking about getting Zach Levine, but I don't know. I just don't. I
Zach stay hurt a lot too, man.
Yeah, it's like he score, but he up and down on scoring. So to me he ain't no different to like an Austin Reeves. Like he might give you 25 one night and give you 10 the next. So I mean, I get it. They might not be that happy with D'Angelo Russell.
Austin Reeves, Doc.
Y'all the one signed D'Angelo Russell back, and now y'all thinking about trading him or whatever because he another inconsistent player. Like really, nobody on their bench is really nobody in their top five of their bench is really
Man,
consistent.
listen. I don't know why they signed D'Angelo Russell back. You know, I'm a LeBron fan, ain't no Lakers fan, so don't ever get that twisted. Don't ever do that.
Yeah.
But they signed him back, and he ain't show up none in the playoffs last year. Not one game.
Oh. And Gabe Vincent, he still hurt. Gabe Vincent only played like 3-4 games, so he's still out. Jared Vanderbilt in and been out out the line.
Hey man, I just don't know if I trust a black guy that's named Gabe. I don't know. I just don't know about that. Out of all these names your mother could have named, she named you Gabriel.
Hell no.
I'm
Oh,
just saying, Icon.
hell no.
Gabe, come outside. We down here playing basketball. And then here she go calling him for dinner. Oh, Gabe, come and eat, Gabe. Like, get out of here, bro.
I, oh, I cannot. Oh, I cannot with you tonight. Oh man. Oh shit. I wasn't ready. I was not ready. Oh
Man, so Icon, let's talk about the University of South Carolina women's basketball team. So, how good do you have to be to coach a team and they're beating people 109-41, 97-32? Like, it's like these girls are professional athletes playing in college. That makes
well,
no sense to me.
if you look at it, I don't know if you just seen this story. The men's basketball team, North Dakota State, which we know is no juggernaut, beat Oak Hill College 108-14. I seen that on the news today. I was like, what? What? 108 to
But
14 in a
but
college?
but these Gamecock girls beat these people by this a lot, bro. Like
Every year.
it's like Dawn Staley, bro. Like I don't know what type of magic she got in her pocket as a coach, but I don't know what type of workout she worked with them girls. But me tell you something, when her girls step on the court, boy,
Yeah.
it's like lights out, boy. Like you can actually turn it off in the second quarter.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. Like, I mean, she's kind of like the new age. What's the name of man down there in Connecticut? She just a new age, coach down in Connecticut coach and or Tennessee or Pat Summit from back in the day.
Yeah.
You know,
Are,
she
are
just
you are you talking about the coach that used to coach Rebecca Lobo and them in UConn? That
yeah,
coach.
yeah, yeah. He's still there, ain't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they, they the new age. She the new age them. You know what I mean? Like pretty much, because what Connecticut ain't won a championship in what about 5-6 years now at this point. So I just think his time is up. He probably losing the recruits. He probably losing recruits to the portal.
Man,
Everybody
somebody made a joke, and they said that coach at UConn. They said he been coaching UConn so long. He was at the Golden Girls audition. Hell no.
uh, uh, yeah. What Shannon Sharp was say about we said about Alabama about I said this about South Carolina. They got a old stinker down there, boy. They got a stinker. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Yeah, cause they boy, whoo, they might, they might liable to win it this year or
yeah.
whatever. Cause I don't see, I don't know about LSU what they doing, and I dang, like I told you, I dang sure don't see Kate Clark and them going back because they too much of a one woman show.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
rely
yeah. They
on
rely on
every
too much. Yeah.
too much.
Hmm.
Hey, but let
Yeah.
me
So
quick before we go. I want to go back to the Laker tournament thing, and I know a lot of, and I've seen people say what was the big deal about it and why were they celebrating and they was mad because the Lakers put up the banner and all that. And I'm gonna say this. The reason why I think it was so important, for one, I think that David Silver, well, no, not that Adam Silver wanted to be important because it's the first one. And if he didn't make a big deal about it, then the players wouldn't have made a big deal about it. So I think that was the whole purpose. I think if it had been any team in the NBA that would have won that tournament, Adam Silver would have asked them to put up a banner in the stadium or whatever, or do
this is
something.
this is not about
Oh,
Adam Silver, man. This is about people didn't want LeBron to win that tournament, bro.
oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's what it's about, bro. It ain't about nothing else. You know what I mean? It ain't about nothing else. Like people just ain't want LeBron and the Lakers to win the tournament. So I'm glad he proved them wrong once again.
yeah, yeah. But I'm saying from the standpoint, it's just like on your job. Let me make this point and we can move on. It's just like on your job. If you're on a job and they give you employee of the month. Now let's say if they come to you and give you the employee money, all they do is clap their hands for, yay, such and such, one, check out one employee of the month. You gonna move on like whatever. But if they give you a gift card or they say you got an employee parking for the month, or you get certain things, whatever, they might throw a little party for you, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Then you gonna be more motivated to keep winning. You know what I'm saying? So
Especially if they're gonna give each player $500,000.
exactly, and like LeBron said, a lot of the young players, that's damn near their whole salary for the year. Like they regular salary is about 500,000. So now
Right.
you give them 500,000. You don't think they gonna look at that and say, okay, yeah. And then now they thinking about the playoffs. Oh, okay. Well, if we go into the playoffs and we win, then we gonna get a certain amount of money in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. Just whatever. So that helps everybody out, motivates everybody out for the whole season, and he sees the bigger picture. Everybody's looking at, oh, he's just trying to win this title so he can prove he won better than Michael Jordan. No, it's the fact that he understands it's baby steps to get to the point where if you're trying to win a title. And he got a lot of young players on his team, and he needs to get them ready for the big dance. Because I guarantee you, what he was probably looking at when they played Denver last year, some of them players wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? Because it shouldn't have been just LeBron and AD trying to beat Denver by themselves. You know what I'm saying? He know that, and he like, I need all of y'all this time around if we gonna
Right.
beat that 7 foot monster down in up there in Colorado.
Yeah. Yeah. The big Russian, like Rocket said, if he dies, he dies. You know. That big Russian boy, for real, for real. He can ball too. He
Hey,
can
when I
ball
see
too.
his brother pick up, I said, yeah, you don't want to mess with them brothers. When I see his
Yeah.
brother pick up after the championship game like a rag doll, I said, well, dang, because Jokic said, he said, only people I'm scared of in life is my brothers. I said, I see why. I see why.
Yeah. 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 So Probably the final question. This been I've been saying this up on every social media, whether I'm on Twitter, whether I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, just whatever, man. A lot of sports blogs. Should Mike Tomlin be fired if he doesn't have a 500 season?
I don't think he should be fired, but I think he should leave. I think at some point when you've been somewhere so long, sometimes you need a change. I actually think he should take
Yeah,
a year off.
cause he in season 17, I think.
Yeah, I thought for him, I think he should take a year off. You know what I'm saying? Get him some rest, chill with the wife, or whoever the kids, grandkids, whatever. Go fishing, do whatever his off time for about a year, and come back like Sean Payton did, and come back and rejuvenate and come back and go somewhere else. But I don't think I think at this point, because the Steelers, think about it, for the last few years they've been like 8-8, 9-9, 9-8, 10. They ain't really been doing that. So it's just like at some point it's like what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? We just gonna keep having 9-8, 10, 10-7 seasons, not going nowhere, get knocked out in the first round. Then you don't got no quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a quarterback, so so now you gotta figure that part out because you done went through 3 or 4 quarterbacks this year. So now you don't got the quarterback of your future, and then the way you sitting up is sitting in the middle. Are you gonna find one in the draft, or I mean, unless you be in a situation like a Popovich where you land the right quarterback situation, like they did Wimby, then I just feel like it's time for him to move on.
Yeah.
17 good run. You know what I mean?
Okay, I can dig it. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But I think if he take a year off, it's gonna be a lot of teams gunning for him. I tell you that much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He is the truth.
Yeah. Well, let me say this before we get out of here. Listen, everybody out there, we got a conference coming up in Charlotte, January 13th and 14th. And it's a music and it's a business conference. And for those that listen to this now or later or whatever, it behooves you to sign up for this conference. And it has nothing to do with the fact that they're giving out $10,000 to a business, $10,000 to an artist. It's more the fact that when you go out there, you network. And if you got any business about you, when people say stand on business, I'm standing on business. Well, this is when you stand on business. You know what I mean? I know that doesn't mean the same thing of what I'm saying, but this is when you stand on business. If you about your business, then you need to be out there networking and getting numbers and information that you may need to help you move your business forward, especially if you got a business that's struggling, whether financially or strategically or whatever. This is the time. It's going to be record labels out there, streaming networks. There's going to more likely be other business people out there. It may probably even be some investors. Who knows? Benny Pugh is one of the biggest people in this game, in this industry, and been in the game for 30 something years. So don't tell him who he knows and who he may have out there. So that's what it's all about. I told my artists the same thing. I said it's not about winning anything, whether you win or win the competition or not. It's about getting out there, networking with artists, producers, engineers, movie directors, whatever it is that may be out there. So
Mhm.
I tell everybody the price of it is not expensive. You go online, it's your time conference.com. Have different prices for different days, different situations. So whatever you can afford or whatever and put together or whatever you see, it spells it out for you. So I kind of hate when people, when they call me or they text me and they say, oh, so what all it entails? Well, here go the website. If you know how to read, reading is fun. If you read the web, it'll tell you
Bro,
exactly
you
what.
ain't never lied, bro. I sent it to somebody and they said, man, I said, man, just hit the link on the website. It explains everything to you.
Yeah.
It explains
And
everything to you.
one of those websites to me, you know what I mean? You know how me and you are. We very particular about it. So it's one of them websites. I'm not even gonna front on this one. It's one of them websites where it it gives you every detail for every day, for every minute of the day. So I'm just like, if you can't find something out of this to get yourself involved in, then what are you doing? You might as well quit whatever you're doing, business wise, music, engineering, filmmaking, whatever you're doing. If you can't look at this list, for it's a 4-day event, and we're gonna be out there for that Saturday and Sunday, but they have 2 other days before that. whatever they doing. So if you can't be out there at least one of the days, 2 of the days, whatever, you know what I'm saying, then what are you doing in this bit? What are you doing business-wise, period? You know what I mean?
Right.
You need to go work at a regular job, go work at Walmart, go work at McDonald's, go do something else, because this ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? You don't go you work at UPS. They always hiring, like Biggie said. So, you know what I mean?
You know.
Well, even though right now they ain't hiring, I don't know what's going on with UPS and Amazon. They got me scared, and I don't even work for them. My sister was telling me that today. They said, she said, yeah, my niece worked like the last year. She worked for Amazon this past year, and she worked for I think UPS last year during the holidays. And they went all through the online looking across the board across the state, and UPS and Amazon is not hiring. And I'm like, what? I'm like, people not shopping this year. So I'm like, that ain't good. That's scary. If Amazon and UPS ain't hiring, shoot, none of us got a chance when it comes to some of these jobs. If they ain't hiring, shoot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think because I know old boy sold some of his company, so did the new owners come in and mess it up? You know what I mean? I don't what's going on. So,
Yeah.
But like I said, anyway, man, shout out to Kimmy and Senior Villas Global Network. Our girl Tiffany Real, she been moving around all over this country, man, and she hot and 50, so and she embracing the thing, boy. I'll be loving to see her post. You know what I mean? How she brass said she got me wild. Can't wait to turn 50. You know what I'm saying? The way she moving around with it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to her. Shout out to our girl out there, Independent Chicks, whatever, with T Dub. I'm talking about Independent Chicks. Now I forgot T Dub Entertainment, or whatever. So shout out to her out there in the SIP. Cause you said what part of Mississippi she in?
Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Okay, I think I drove there a couple of times.
Yeah, that's right
So,
outside of Jackson, about out from Jackson.
and then so if anybody, once again, if they want to book us for anything, media, because people are trying to book us for media, or if they want to have us come on do interviews or come or host an event or something, you know what I'm saying, hit us up on this particular one, icone910sports@gmail.com. So they on this one was particular, especially if you want us to come out and be analysts at a special guest analyst at a football game, basketball game, whatever it is, sports, whatever sporting event you got going on. I don't care if it's little league, big league, middle league. I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? We'll make provisions to get out there to you.
Yes, sir.
What you want to come on, do it, have your kids, and that's another thing. Single moms and dads or parents in general, have your kids come on and interview with us. If nothing else, it helps them. It helps develop their skill level of understanding what an interview is and how to interview or whatever. We get a lot of these young people on here to interview, and I can tell immediately they've never interviewed before because whether they're nervous or they don't know how to elaborate on questions that's asked of them or whatever. And we try to, help them along with that. You know what I'm saying? They can get to understand this is what an interview situation will look like. And then it may help them. You never know. They may can use this interviews for, if they trying to get recruited for a team or something. It might be an
That's
interview.
right.
They can always ask us for that. We don't have no problem giving to them if they want to do that. So anyway, man, I want everybody to have a blessed and wonderful, because I think this might be our last show before Christmas for as 910 Sports. So it'll be our last show before Christmas. So everybody have a blessed and wonderful Christmas. You know what I mean? Don't get upset or mad if you don't get everything you want, because if you made it this far, God already done blessed you anyway. So it don't even matter what you get under that tree. I mean, so just be blessed with that and happy with whatever your mom, your dad, or whoever takes care of you give you, because they work hard to be able to get what they get. You know what I
That's right.
mean? So anyway, we out of here, and y'all let me know what y'all think about the new theme song or whatever, and how y'all feel about it. You know what I'm saying? We out of here. I can't eat Jacob the Go.
Peace.
People seen it, but they just don't know.
What I told you, Cutter.
People seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they just don't know.
Huh?
People,
Let's go.
people